All right, here we are. Oh, I just think I made it just on time, and then my light went out. Ah, the light's been working this whole time. What the heck? What the heck? I'm a little bit darker right now, and now I'm a little bit brighter. We'll see what happens here. I'm going to unplug this real quick. I didn't make it right on time, but that being said, I'm having some technical issues here with camera number 2. So let me fix that real quick. Camera 2 over here is deciding it doesn't want to work as it normally does. So let me fix that. All right. So what I had to do, just when you guys come across these computer problems, of course I was disconnecting wires and all that kind of stuff, but what I finally had to do was I just had to unplug it. So if you ever encounter those kind of problems with your electronics, some of the time just shutting them down and starting all over is your best bet. That's for camera 2. That's what I had to do today. I closed the app. I turned the phone. I did all kinds of stuff. Reconnected the wires. Finally, I don't know what else to do. So I unplugged it. So try that. Unplug it, turn it off, and start over. Some of the time that helps. If you are new to Take Two Tuesday, my name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life. We do this episode once a week called Take Two Tuesday. We get together, and what we do is we look at some items we have here at the Stamps of Life that for some of you they're brand new or you've never seen them before. And for some of you, you have these items already. So there's something in your stash. So we call it Take Two Tuesday because it's kind of like a second look at something that's new to some of you and then forgotten by some of you too. So you have it, you just forgot you have it. So we're going back like 3 or 4 years on these. You dig down in your stash of goodies, you might find these items. And one of them is real seasonal. One could be used for any season, and we'll kind of use it for one of the upcoming holidays. But we'll have some fun together. So we have dies to look at, a little bit of, I'm going to mix in some stamps that I didn't expect to use at first, but I figured out a way to do it. We'll have some fun facts for September that are also a quiz. So we're going to do a September quiz, okay? And then we have real fun facts about something that you might remember from your childhood, or you might even still have around your house. You never know. You never know. So let's jump in the chat here and see what's going on. You can see my ticker that down there below. Where is that stuff? Okay, I'm going to put that right back. I'll be right back because I will be right back because I forgot something. So hang on. But it has to do with the card kit that is ticking down there below. So if you want to join the card kit, you can do so on our website. You are going to love it. The card kit is kind of holiday Christmas themed, and I'm going to show you that kit, but I will be right back. And I think I can actually keep talking to you while I go. So it's just, this has happened before, like maybe one time when I forgot my Bible or something like that. I don't know. There's always something. Well, today I forgot the card kit and some of the card stock I'm going to use. So I'm hoping you can still hear me, even though I'm about around the corner and about 50 feet away. And now I'm coming back. I've got my card kit. I've got my colors. And I'm going to click that slide off that says be right back in just a second. Again, my name is Ken at the Stamps of Life. We are in Southern California, the Orange County area. I do want to mention that we have a store day coming up on Saturday, October 18th. Stephanie will be here in the store demoing with us. So we hope that you can come and join us for that. It should be a good time. All right. So that is coming up. Save the date. There will be demo in the back. After the demo, we have time just to hang out and chat. Some of the time the cash register line gets long, but you can make friends even while you're in the cash register line. And I'll try to crank out the orders as fast as I can and get them paid. But instead of waiting in line, just hang out and make some friends. We'll have seats back in the demo area where you can just sit and relax. Hopefully it'll be a nice, fun day. So we're looking for that. Save the date, Saturday, October 18th. I think I have a banner for that. Where is it? Forgot to throw that one up. Let's do that. Store day. Yeah. Whoops. We can't see it because that banner is going in front. Oh, where is our banner sign? There we go. Okay, let's see who's in the chat. I didn't do that yet. we're going to say some highs real quick. Hello, Sylvie. You are usually her bright and early. And Veer, you guys are usually the first ones on this chat. So welcome. Rochelle, Shelby, Jamie, Gloria, Olivia. I know a lot of you are Card Kit Club members, so we shipped those yesterday. They are on their way to you. Diane, hi. Yvette, Janet, Kathy, Deb, Kelly Ann, Teresa, Paula, Norma, welcome. For fun. Now remember, even though I'm here by myself in the studio, I wish you guys were all here because it would make it more interactive and that kind of stuff. But I need you to participate a little bit. So if I ask a question, you got to answer in the chat. Okay, you just have to. Otherwise, it gets boring. So make sure we answer in the chat. I will ask a few questions here and there when it comes to our devotional at the end. Oh, don't forget that. We'll be doing our good news segment at the end from Psalm 27. There will be maybe even a question there, or maybe you have a question or you have a prayer request. Add that in the comment section here. I'll try to catch them. And then if you're watching this later in the comment section down below, you can do that too. So I was talking about the card kit, and where is it? Oh, our question first before I go on to that. Our icebreaker question: what's something in your life that you had to wait a long time for, and was it worth the wait? Is there something that pops in your mind? Something in your life that you had to wait a long time for, and then was it worth the wait? That is my question for you. So that's going to be kind of our theme today. We're going to be talking about waiting and patience. And so there'll be a couple of questions. But let me know, was there something special that in your life that you waited a long time for, and was it worth it? Answer that in the chat. What comes to mind? Now, for me, I thought about when we purchased a home a long time ago, like our first home that we bought. They put your house into escrow and you got to do all these papers and there's all these inspections. And we were living like in an apartment or something like that. And we really wanted to have our own home. So I think it was 45-day or 60-day escrow, something like that. And I remember just waiting and waiting. The time was going so slow. And we wanted to get into our first home and get out of our apartment. It was just dragging and dragging. And so everything was really good. And then finally we got to that time. We were patient. We hung in there. And then, like, when you get a house, it's not always what you expected it would be, because then all of a sudden things started breaking and falling apart. They don't tell you this when you buy a house, right? They don't go, you know what, you're going to have these kind of problems. You're going to have to fix these things and do this. So it was definitely not what we had in mind, what we had expected. Was it still great and wonderful to have a house? Yes. But sometimes things don't always end up being what you expected. So was there something that you guys have waited for? Maybe it was your big wedding day, or maybe it was, I see some people mentioning kids here. Maybe it was to get healthy again or something like that. Let me know what it is. Something. There's got to be something. All of us have waited for a little bit. So Susan says she's still waiting for grandkids. I have 2 daughters, and hopefully in the next few years I will become a grandma. Yeah, that's right. That when you want to be a grandparent and it's out of your control, that is a hard thing, I would say, to wait for. Hi, Cece. Kellyanne also says grandchildren still waiting. Daughter got married last year, but I know it will be worth it. That's right. And there will be don't forget, there'll be lots of diapers to change too. Shelby says retirement. I worked many years in a custody environment. Yes, it was definitely worth the wait. Great. Yeah, of course I haven't had that experience, but some people, when they retire, they get real bored. Like there's nothing to do. They didn't plan, like, what are we going to do? And then there's some people who just have everything filled up and they just get to do all kinds of things that they get to enjoy. I always figure when I retire, I mean, I like to be busy and active and doing things, but to be able to have some free time and just do whatever you want, that must be a real blessing also. So let me know. Deb says grandkids waiting. Yep, she has 2 beauties. So everybody's got to have something. Or maybe think back when you're a kid, like when it was time for Christmas to come or some special holiday. It always went really, really super slow. And then, like, on that Christmas, did you get the gift you were hoping for? Or did you get something else that you didn't expect? That's possible too. A lot of the times when we wait, the end results are kind of out of our hands, right? So that is our icebreaker question. Answer in the chat. If you're watching later, we want to hear what you have to say to answer down below. What else? Okay, I'm going to show you the new card kit. I did go ahead and get that. Let me get rid of this store day thing here. And new card kit is called Festive Greetings. We shipped a bunch of these out yesterday. We do have some. We made some extras. Maria actually made them. So if you don't know what the card kit is all about, this is our card kit. Ships out once a month. What's awesome about it is you open up the kit and you can just start making cards. Everything in there coordinates together. I think you need some scissors and adhesive, and you are ready to go. So I'm going to show you some of the items that are in this kit. All right, so you know what you're going to get. And since I do have camera 2 working, let's switch. Oh, camera 2 is working, but it's kind of way up in the air. What's going on there? Oh, because I was messing with it. That's why. Got a remote there. Okay, so let me show you. Is that going to work? Oh, I won't show you exactly what this is. You get 3 freebie items this month. I added in a bonus. 3 freebie items sent to Card Kit Club members, added to your kit. I'm probably going to be able to do this at least a few more months. We have a lot of extra goodies to give away. So you get free gifts when you join the club. Of course, you get a nice little postcard, idea card. Where is this might help. Idea card. And you'll have ideas on the back. That will come in there. Some twine. We've added twine to this kit. And then, these are cool. These Christmassy. Look at those. We're calling them Christmas ornament charms. Christmas ornament charms. And then we've got some epoxy stickers. Woo! Nice sentiments there. I think I did a sneak peek on this one last week. I hope nobody told Stephanie. She never said anything to me, so I think you guys kept my secret. Rhinestones. There we go. Olivia says she's waiting to have chickens. Kellyanne says, when I was a kid, it was summer vacation. Oh, yeah, waiting for summer vacation. Yep. Donna, grandchildren to get married. This is a festive greeting die set, word die with the shadows. Kind of hard to see what's in there, but that's that. We have some ornament stickers, and then we'll get to the really super wow items here. We got those. This is cool. A1 ornament folded die set. That's what it makes right there. Look at that. This comes in your kit. An A1 die set is $20 to $25 just by itself. So that is in your kit right there. Rochelle, you might be on the second YouTube. We have like a backup one. And if you get on the regular YouTube, the Stamps of Life one, I think, or Stephanie Bernard, there's more people there. I think we have about 40 people watching, right? Right around 40. And then we have our pattern paper. I know that extra one, that second YouTube when it's Take Two Tuesday can be kind of quiet. Crafting Corner, there's a few more people there, but most of the people come in through our main channel. But we have set up that backup channel just in case our main channel ever has a problem. So we have all of our card stock sheets in here, our pattern papers. These are all in here. I'll show those off to you. And Stephanie, of course, did a nice video where she makes a card with this kit, and she did a reveal on Sunday night. So there's lots more information about the card kit online. And then you get your handy dandy, Stephanie calls it, storage envelope with cardstock in there, envelopes. You're ready to go. So sign up for the Card Kit Club. You will really love it. It does coordinate real well with, like, if you're in the Die Hard Club or Stamp Club, the Christmas themed, charming ornaments items. It will really work with this kit. So we have that option. And when you join the club, you become a club member. You start earning points. And what else? You get a discount on the Stamps of Life website whenever you shop with us on the website. You get 15% off on all of our shopping on the Stamps of Life website. That is every day, all the time, not just one order. you also get a couple free gifts when you join. So if you want more information about that, go to the Stamps of Life website, and then up on the top of the page, click join the club. It will have all the information you need to know. Okay. You will love it. I guarantee. Well, I can't guarantee that. You never know. Can't make everybody happy, but we try. We try. So you sign up for 3 months. It's not forever. Try it out. Test it out. If you love it, you just let it going. You get anniversary gifts. Again, you keep ordering points. I think you'll like it. Let's see what else is coming up. So I told you about the store day. This Thursday we'll have Crafting Corner. Every week we do that Crafting Corner. That will be with Stephanie. I'm on the sidelines there. You might hear my voice, but you usually don't see me too much. And then what else? This is supposed to be something, but I don't know. I didn't mark it. What is it? This is going to be a surprise because I don't know. Nope, that's Crafting Corner. We don't need that one. Same one. I'm going to delete it. Yeah. And then, our website. Yeah, that was the last thing. Check out the website because there are new items. Now, a couple of these, so these items just came on sale. Yeah. When was it? Sunday night. Okay. Sunday night. These items went onto the website, and a couple of them, these top two, no, let's see which ones. I'm on the wrong side. Boop. These top two are getting low. The top fold A2 card with the borders, it's getting low. I think we have around 30 of those left. And then the rounded stitch inside pop-up, which doesn't look like much, but if you click on it, you'll see what it can do. Look how your card pops open, and check it out. It makes your little die cuts and stamped items stand up like that. Look at that. When you open the card, those little guys will pop up. Those balloons would pop up. The butterflies would pop out of your card. Chips and guacamole right there, popping up out of your card. Gingerbread people. So that's what that die does right there in the center. It creates that popping up. I don't know how to, popping up motion, whatever you put there on the inside. So those two are getting low. Those two are getting low. I want you to know. And the flash sale is probably going to come to an end pretty soon too. Okay, so that's on the website. Check it out. Some kind of digital download that I don't even know what that's about, but there you are. 2026 digital download calendar is there too. Let's see, back over here. We did, and the one other thing, there's about 20 of the, let's see, 15. Let me show you one thing. I got to go back to that. 15 of the Halloween Vibes special kit left. 15, okay? 15. So don't wait too much longer on that one. Like 15 left. If you want to get that one, don't wait any longer. We're getting there. Okay, we did all that stuff. Let's see. Let's get on to our new items, or not our new items, the items we want to focus on here on the show. Our first one is from October of 2022. And let's go ahead and grab that. It is the Mary A2 size Fold It card die set. So it says Mary, M-E-R-R-Y, but that's exactly what the dies say. It is a word that is also a Fold It. So I'm going to show you some card samples here, and then I'll show you the die set as well. We'll go ahead and die cut and work together and make a card. Mary word. It's A2 in size. Fold it. Where does that go? No. Just again, if you don't know me, Ken, here at the Stamps of Life. 1, 2, 3, I think 4 dies. Let me find out. Let's check it out on the website first. On the website, there it is. Mary, Fold It from October 2022. So about 3 years ago. You have the card ideas there. I was supposed to figure out how many dies it has. Lots of different colors. You can mix and match. You can go traditional colors. You can go whatever you want. It's up to you. I'm going to use this base and layer something on top of it. So just like you see that Merry and Bright, we're going to do something like that. Merry, that's using just the letters from the cutout. So different ways you can do it. And it does have, 8 dies. Oh, it has more than I thought. 8. We're going to count them when we open it. Oh, yeah, there is, because these letters are separate. That's right. 8 dies, okay? 8 dies. And then if you're looking for some other Christmas stuff, some different things, just scroll on down below. We have ink pens there, Christmas items, and there's even more Christmas the further you go down. So lots of that Christmas stuff related to Mary there on that page. And I'm going to go ahead and put the dies over here. I'm going to try a little bit new system today. You know how I always lose dies? I found this at home. Stephanie used to use these little trays, and I found an extra one that she doesn't use. So my goal is when I use a die today, I'm going to try to put it in this bucket. And hopefully at the end, all of my dies or stamps will be in this little tray. That is the plan, okay? Because every show, you guys don't see it, but when it's time to clean up, there's always one stamp missing or one die, and it's got between cards, or it's underneath the machine, or it's down on the floor, or something has happened and it's missing. So I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, let me show you the samples that I have here with me. Let's check out the samples. And I think I had a question for this time too. So we were talking about patience, right? What part of the day do you think you are the most patient? Are you more patient in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening? So when do your patience get tested the least? When are you the most patient? I think I'm the most patient. Like I'm an early person in the morning, so I'm just kind of quiet, mellow, getting in the day. But then as the day goes on, I start to get like a little bit tired and wearing down, and then my patience become a little more thin. So when do you find yourself being the most patient? Early in the day, at the afternoon time, maybe you're relaxing, or evening when you're done with your day and you've just had enough, but your patience is all up. When are you the most patient, do you think? When are you the most patient? Let's see what everybody says. Teresa says the afternoon. Kellyanne says early in the morning. One reason I can be, because usually I'm the first person awake, so I'm all by myself, so there's nobody to lose my patience with, right? Most of the time, that's what we lose our patience with, people. Most of the time. Today, I was actually getting mad at my computer this morning, so let's see what everybody else said. Vera says morning. Teresa says afternoon. Kellyanne says early in the morning. Andy says most patient in the morning. Yeah, much more grouchy later. That can happen to me too. Lynette, morning. Dawn, morning. And shut down at 3 p.m. Yeah. Shelby says the afternoon. Good. Sylvie says the early in the day. And Gloria says in the morning. Paula says morning most of the time. Yeah. And Jamie says afternoon. Nobody's patient at night, right? Because we're wearing down. I think that's how it works. At least that's our excuse, right? We're getting tired. We're getting tired and we just can't take it anymore, right? I guess. Okay, that's the die set. 8 dies. This is the die set we're going to check out. And here we go, Merry and Bright. So you're going to see lots of different colors, okay? So you're thinking red and green and Christmas colors. Beth says morning. Olivia says morning. Kathy says in the morning. Yeah, I think we're mostly doing better at the start of the day. But some people wake up, I think they could be grouchy. So look out for those people. Merry Christmas, this one says. And here, most of our folds have been on the top, but this one's on the side. So check that out. You can side fold this one. I should have showed you this top fold. So you see top or side fold. You have the options. Side fold, Merry and Bright. Merry and Bright. Janet says afternoon after I'm fully awake. Yeah, see, some people just don't want to be bothered in the morning. I understand that too. Merry, we got our little Jesus down there. Merry Christmas. Here's using just the letters on the front of an A2 card. Merry. You can use that. You could also use these on a scrapbook page, or if you have a bulletin board, something like that you want to decorate. And back to kind of a Christmassy theme. Merry Wishes. It says Merry Wishes, and it's got that nice little ornament. So let's go ahead and see what we can do. Right after we mess around and make this card, we are going to do our September quiz. And on the quizzes, I need your help. This is a new site that has a quiz on it. The first time I've used it, so we're going to see how it goes. And I don't think they're too difficult of questions, but we'll see how many we can get right. Let's go ahead and move on over to my workstation. And we got our die cutting machine ready to go. All right. Nope, not that one. Sorry. There we go. We are looking down at our die cutting machine. If you are new to paper crafting or cards, this is called a die cutting machine. And basically it just, you run paper through here with a metal that they call a die. And the die just kind of presses into the paper and it cuts out whatever shape the die is. So it's really fun. If you like to give cards, greeting cards, birthday cards, Christmas cards, that's what we're doing here. You can do get well wishes, holiday cards, sympathy cards, thinking of you, all kinds of different cards you can do. It's pretty much limitless. Cards are really fun. They make a difference in people's life. We talk about that sometime, right? When just nice to know that in today's world that somebody's thinking about you, kind of makes you feel a little bit special. And when you make things, of course, you could go to the store and buy some card. Great, fine. You're thinking about somebody, you're doing it. That's good. But you know what? It's kind of when you make something yourself and it's handmade and you make it for somebody else, I think that's really special. And I think most of the recipients feel that way too. Wow, you took the time to make me a card. Wow, that makes people feel special. So that's what we're doing. We're working on making cards. Again, I have all these wonderful samples. Mine will be kind of basic, but let's go ahead and get to it. We're going to break this out here. And we do have to use this a few times to get things going here. So what we're going to find out is this is the base of our card. It's going to make the fold. And then we're going to have to use it again to kind of cover up something I'll show you that's kind of weird. We're going to use this to give us a background. And then we have all these letters too. They look like they're going to stay together, but they actually are all separate. So that will be a little challenging, but we can do it. I think we can do it. So let's give it a try. We're kind of keeping Christmassy here. So let me see if I can find some nice looking. Yeah, this will work. All right, here's our card base. We're going to go ahead and fold that in half. And I hope everybody is having a great day, having fun today. We are doing well out here. Again, our big day was yesterday, shipping out. We had pallets of card kits going out to all of you yesterday. So that was fun. Well, it wasn't, I wouldn't say it was fun. Actually, you know what? Yesterday was morning and my patients was being tested yesterday morning too. I'm like on a roll. 2 days in a row, my morning patients have really been getting tested. So we have to print out all these labels and it just wasn't working and we were getting behind schedule and there was nothing I could do about it. But I didn't go nuts or crazy or anything like that. Just dealt with it. But we were behind schedule pretty much all day after that. And then again, today I told you computer issues, which I'm sure a lot of you know what that's like, right? Computer problems. Let me turn this down one more. So we run this through. Everything's good except it doesn't matter as much on this one, but it's a little bit weird. If you're not familiar with fold-its, let's see if that one. You get a straight line across the top instead of like the arches of the letters. So we want to cover that up and get rid of that. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get this same color cardstock and we're going to run it through the machine again. But this time we're just we don't have to fold the cardstock. We don't have to fold it. You can use it just how it is. Same die. This time we don't let the die go over the edge. Okay, that's how we avoid getting the straight line. So we're going to go ahead and run it through again. Let's do that. Fold-its are fun. In many episodes I've shown you fold-its. You know how easy they are to do. Once you get the hang of it, this is the type of die that you can really make a lot of cards with. And you can still make them all look different and original. It's just up to you. You can mass produce Or if you just want to do one special, one at a time, you can do that too. So that's scratch. Now look, my die is going in my tray. Woo! So there's one safe die at least. Now we're going to take this, and my regular adhesive is out, so I'm stuck with this jumbo one here. Let's go ahead and we're just going to take, this was the base with the fold, and we're trying to get rid of that straight line, so we're going to put this right on top. And of course, you'd want to add a lot more adhesive than I added. You really want your card to be durable and hold up and not fall apart. So just really want to press that down. I even use the bone folder to kind of make sure I've got that. All right, what are we going to do next? So we've got the base of our card. See how it folds up. Now we got to fill it in with some letters. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, how do these go? Now I've got that, and this is going to be a background. So let's see how this works out. I got to remember I did this yesterday. So that's going to layer, so we can add a layer in there that will fit on the card. Let's pick out a cool color for the layer. That could be Christmassy, huh? Craft works at Christmas time. Now I'm tearing like this stuff just because this is old scratch paper. You know, Stephanie likes to tear her cardstock. Usually I don't do that. Is that still going to be enough? Maybe I blew it. Woo, just barely. So we can use that if we're careful. Let's give that a run through. This will kind of be the background, some background to our card. And let's run that through. And I think I have a pattern paper pad that's kind of Christmassy, so I think we're going to use that for our letters. Okay, so next we've got, this is our background layer. This card just happens to have a couple extra layers. Every folded club card would not be like this, but this one does have an extra layer. So we want to use it because I think it's going to make the card look a little more special. And if you're giving a card to somebody who's special, you want to make it look as nice as possible. Now, sometimes you just got to make a card fast, right? Whatever you get, you get. We're looking good. Looking good. So I'm going to set that off to the side, and then we're going to make our letters. Okay. Again, another die. Boom, right over to my tray. It's helping so far. See, here's my tray. I've got all my stuff stashed in there. So far, that's a good plan, you guys. So I don't know if you've thought of something like that, an old bowl or maybe a pie tin or whatever you have. I just happened to find this because I'm all, hey, I don't think Stephanie uses these anymore. And there's like 10 of them. So I'm just going to take one. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me scoot that back. I don't know why you're seeing under my table a little bit. We need pattern paper, right? So I do have, no, that's kind of birthday. Here is my Christmas themed one. We're going to use that for our letters. Ooh, and I even have some here. I wonder if any of these would work. Ooh, yeah. I found a sheet. I've got lots of scraps around here, so it's kind of fun. I can use these and I don't have to worry about it. Just use them. All right, we have our pattern paper there. Now we could, I'm not going to do it this time, but you could put an adhesive sheet on this. We'll do it with the next item we look at, but it would make the letters a little bit easier to add to the front of the card if we had adhesive on it, but it's just optional. You can do it either way you want. So we're going to put this over here. That's the outline of these dies. And then we're going to run these letters through. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this will look with these big dots like this, but we'll give it a try. Certainly don't think it will look bad. I don't know if it'll look great, but we'll give it a try. It looks Christmassy to me. It has some good Christmas colors. And so this is going to cut out our letters. And they're going to have some nice stitching on them too. So these dies have stitches. And it should look nice. So again, this card is taking me a little bit longer because we're doing a little bit extra layers. But I think we're having a good time. Fun, right? Let's see. Here we go. So This should create our letters, and I'm looking, I got to look at my samples to see if I've missed a layer. I don't think I have. Yeah, I think we're right on target. So let's try this. Here we go. All right, we should have our letters cut out. And I might be smart. You know what I'm going to do? Since I have this tray here, I'm going to go ahead and put all my little letters that are cut out and put my dies there. All the dies go there. And then look at this, all these cutouts, because I would lose them otherwise. I'm going to put in this part of the tray. We're going to get some multiple uses out of this, maybe. See, I've already lost. There's that one, and I lost an R. Did anybody see a runaway R? Did an R fall down here on the, there was a runaway R. He tried to escape, but I caught him. So he's back. And then we have, that makes kind of a shadow. I don't know if you could use that for anything, but there's that. So we've got our letters here. Good. Now we just need to add them to our card. And we'll kind of map it out here a little bit. See how it looks. Mary, 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 Mary. Cool. Mary. Now, see, if we would have used the adhesive sheets, we could just pull the sticky off there on the back. It'd be all good to go. But we didn't do that. So I don't want to get adhesive all over my machine. So what are we going to do? I'm going to use this old cardstock underneath. And then I'll kind of turn this. Now I've lost the M. Now our pattern paper is cool because it is two-sided. So if you wanted to switch and go like that to like a plaid look, you could. But we're using the dot and the colors there. So we're going to go ahead and add some adhesive on here. And then we'll add our M to our card. Now again, this is another one where you would want to add a lot more adhesive than I am adding. But I'm just doing a little just to move things on and to give you a general idea. Now, I'm going to make the Mary card here, but I'm going to add a little, we're going to have a little extra twist to this today. I have a stamp and die set called Christmas Statements. And I kind of started to use this. I think it'll look nice on this card, so we're going to give it a try. A lot of the Stamps of Life items, they really coordinate and can be used together. Stephanie always has it in mind with everything she makes because she wants to make the items you purchase from us really valuable and items that you can use kind of over and over. So always have that in mind. It says, hey, how could I think about that sometime? How could I use this with this? And I bet you'll figure out a way. And sometimes you just need to go to the website and go to the gallery page or the product page, and you'll find some nice card ideas. So there we are. We're doing good so far. So far, so good. Now, last week I had found a personalized stamp to use on the back of my cards, but now I don't see it. I'll have to save that for next episode. So there we have. That is the base of our card, Mary. It's looking good. Looking good. But let's add a little extra to that. And so I was talking to you about a stamp and die set called Christmas Statements. Christmas Statements. I don't even know what year this was made. It was a long time ago. I just want to use this big word here. So we have Mary, and then we're going to add Christmas with these dies here. It does have a bunch of fun little sentiments that you could mix and match with the big dies. But we're going to pull these two words off here. And to save time, what I had done is I had this cool glitter paper here. And I had run the die through, but on this one, I used the adhesive. See how it's different? I had put some adhesive sticker on there. So I cut that already. We just need some kind of cool background. What would look good on there? So it's going to kind of cover that Mary up a little. What would look good on there? Would red look good? Again, let's try it. Again, this is one of those ones where I don't know about choosing colors all the time. So some of you might have a better idea than me, but I'm going to try this. Maybe, do I have some extra scrap here? Yeah, look, maximizing my cardstock today. So I'm going to try to use this little bit right here. And that should fit on. That's going to be kind of the background. You got to flip it over though, or it's not going to cut. So we've got that. that will kind of be our little shadow there to add the Christmas word. Now, what the only thing is, oh, where did I do have it here. I thought I lost this. So with that glitter paper, I had cut out, this is what I had cut out. I'd cut that word out, Christmas. So it's already sticky on the back because it has the adhesive on that. So that's going to take us a second to work with. We'll get to that here in just a minute. So let's go ahead and run this through. This will give us a background in behind there. And you can see that die is pretty intricate. I'm going to have to be careful when I peel that adhesive off that I don't tear it, but it should look nice. Okay, this is the shadow for us. We just created the shadow. And just to show you what we have in mind here, this is the shadow. Should be the shadow. Oh, that's a double. Did two doubles. So there is our shadow. And this is just going to layer on top of there. So see, that's the plan. We're going to layer that on top. But first I have to, now it is time to get out glasses. Get out glasses. Woo. Get out my glasses, because this stuff is really small. And without my glasses, I would not be able to see what I'm doing. So you see the adhesives on there. Just kind of peel it off. Slow. But these adhesive sheets make your die basically into a sticker, right? Just think of it that way. You're taking a die, you put the sticky sheet on the back and makes your die cut into a sticker. So now we don't have to try to get adhesive on all these little fine lines. The sticker has already made it sticky for us, okay? So I'm being kind of careful here. Now you don't always have to be this careful with the adhesive sheets, but since this word is the lines are so fine, we do have to be a little extra careful today. Almost there, almost there. I think I'm like to the eye. And pop that out there. Boop. All right, we did it. Did it. It's going to be worth the wait, right? Now, I could pop out the little in between the A and the H, the little circles that are in there, the little chads, but I kind of like to have a little bit of extra on here. So let's go ahead and layer this on top. And thanks for your patience. This is a little more challenging because everything is kind of a little more delicate here and you have to line it up just right. So it is taking a little bit longer than normal, but it'll be worth it. It will be worth it. I think the first part of our card came out really nice. The Mary folded, but we want to dress it up and add it up a little, add it a little extra to it. So again, if you're wondering, this is Christmas statements. And it's been around for a long time. I don't have a slide for it, but we've had it for a long, long time. So that is pretty good. It could be, I could make it a little more perfect, but I like that. And where's my bone folder? I'm not going to totally rub it on there, but I'm just going to kind of push it down. I don't want to go all crazy on this or else it might fall apart. So how about that? That looks very nice. I'm a little bit off down here. Let's fix that just a little. Okay, that's good. What do you think? Christmas, was it worth it? Was it worth it? What do you think? Tell me in the chat. No, I would have just stuck with the Mary, or do you like to have that Christmas on there? So let's go ahead and add that to it. Which kind of card would you make? Would you just stick with the Mary or do the little bit extra work and add the Christmas word on here? Now, I don't want to mess up my card now that I've gotten this far. So let's get our adhesive over here. We're going to roll some on the back of the shadow. And of course, you could add some little, if you have some stickers, epoxy dots, you could decorate, make it look fancy here. But here's my idea. We're just going to layer that on there. And again, you can make a lot of cards just like this pretty quick. Use different colors and you can come up with a really nice card. So here we go. Merry, and it says Christmas there. I'm pretty happy about that. You could add your nice Merry Christmas sentiments on the inside. And if I had my personalized stamp, which I had the other day, I would show you. I want to start doing that. You could add your own personalized stamp right there. We have personalized stamps on the Stamps of Life website. Okay. You can add and make sayings, just about anything you want, I heard, except for not naughty words or sayings. So there we are. Merry Christmas. Folds like that, top fold. Let me show you over here on camera 2. Maybe it'll look a little more exciting to you. And weed out the S and A, you said, huh? You think I should pull out those little dots? I think you're kind of right too. I just like to get that little extra glitter in there so to make it really stand out. So there's my card. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. So there's a nice card. Not too hard to make. Not too hard to make. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And I do like adding the extra word. It makes it a little more exciting. But if you're just going for speed, just the Merry fold it. That's going to do it. All right, that is our first item here. We're looking at the Merry fold it with the Christmas statements I use. Nice combo. Nice combo. All right, so we did that one. I'm going to put my dies. They're going over in my tray, just like I said. Even my statement ones, I'm going to put them in my tray. I think I've saved them all there. And just for the heck of it, I'm even going to put my glasses in my tray. Why not? And my adhesive. And I'm going to get rid of all the extra cardstock that I don't need, the scraps. I have that one piece, the card I just made. Let's see, what is next? Oh, let's do our quiz. Let's do our quiz. It is quiz time, so I need your help. Now, this is just for fun. I know some of you like to do these kind of games, and some of you say, hey, this doesn't really have anything to do with crafting. But the point is here on Take Two Tuesday, we're just hanging out for a little while together and trying to have some fun. Some of the time when we do these quizzes, we shine like superstars, and sometimes we fail. But that's what makes it fun. And I think most of the time we learn something too. Every once in a while we learn something, which is good for us. I think we all need to keep trying to learn. And so we have these resources, things we can do through the computer. Sometimes we do fun facts, we do Family Feud, we do different games. Last week, I think we did a crossword puzzle. So there's all kinds of different ways. So today we're doing this quiz, and let me find it here, and I'm going to switch over so I can share it with you. And then we'll do a quiz together. You're going to help me by answering in the chat. If there's a question that stumps me and I just don't know it, I'm going to stall until I get some answers in the chat. Okay, so I'm counting on you to help me out. And of course, we're going for 100%. Sometime again on these quizzes, we fail. Sometimes we do pretty good. So let's see what happens today. I need to get rid of that. And then I'm going to share the page that has our... Oh, I wanted to mention real quick, there are days to celebrate this day because this is going to kind of tie back in real quick. Let me share this with you. Days of the year. I'm going to share that first real quick. So you see it's National Play-Doh Day. We're going to do some fun facts about Play-Doh. That's why I wanted to bring it up. So this is for fun. Like sometimes you just need something to celebrate. National Play-Doh Day. Okay, you can celebrate that. Or you can do National Guacamole Day or National Step Family Day. National Working Parents Day. How do you celebrate that? Like if you're not at home, if you're working, but I know. Mayflower Day. So I was on Mayflower. Oh, it has to do with celebrating coming over on the Mayflower across the Atlantic. So there's days to celebrate, but we're going to kind of focus in on this when we get to our next round. When we do our fun facts, we're going to talk about Play-Doh. Play-Doh, okay? Play-Doh. But now, for now, let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's go on to our game. Let's go on to our game and present. No, wrong one. Stop screen, sorry. And I have to restart it since I showed that extra screen. Here we go. September trivia quiz. Here we go. September trivia. We're going to say essential only. Start quiz. Here we are. Can you guys see? I've got the quiz there. Let me move over here so I can see your comments. Here we go. Question number one. Question number one. Whoops. No, not that. Question number one. What do you know about September? Here we go. Start the quiz. It says your answers are saved anonymously. Okay, so they're going to track us. Here we go. Which U.S. national holiday is celebrated on the first Monday of September? This is an easy one. Which U.S. national holiday is celebrated on first Monday of September? Labor Day, says Karen. Yes, Labor Day. Look, they spell it with an O-U-R. Is this like a different country making up this quiz? Okay, good. Next. Now I don't know this. Which astrological sign begins on September 23rd? September 23rd. Which one of those astrological signs? Yeah, British. Thanks, Sharon. Is it Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, or Aquarius that starts on September 23rd? Does anybody know the zodiac signs? I don't know these that well. I don't know. Virgo. Anybody else to back up Teresa? Libra. Oh, everybody's guessing different now. Oh, we got 2 Libras. Scorpio. You guys are all over the place on this one, so we might be getting this wrong. Astrological sign. Libra. Okay, we're going to try Libra, but Teresa said Virgo, so Teresa, this is not your fault. If we Libra was right. Sorry, Teresa, you're wrong. Which country gained independence on the 1st September of 1962? I was not born yet, so that's my excuse. 1962. Which one of these countries became a country? Barbados, Jamaica, Grenada, Trinidad, and Tobago. Where is Dawn? She would know this. Dawn, you must know this. Which country is it? We're counting on you, Dawn, because you said you're from Jamaica. Anybody else besides Dawn? Who knows? 1st September 19. Karen says no idea. That's me too, Karen. No idea. Sharon says your guess is as good as mine. Yep. Dawn, we're counting on Dawn because again, she's from Jamaica. Jamaica, says Eleanor. And Sharon's guessing Grenada. Dawn says it depends on the dates. It says September on 1st September of 1962. Kellyanne says Jamaica. All right. We're going to guess Jamaica in honor of Dawn. That was a tough one. It was Trinidad and Tobago. Which famous writer was born on the 21st of September, 1947? Do any of you know? This is Stephen King, J.K. Rowling, Stephen Fry, or George R.R. Martin? Yeah, wah, wah, wah. Does anybody know this famous writer born in 1947? So they would be 78 years old. I don't know. Now you tell us, Don. Now you tell us. Stephen King? Sylvie's the only one guessing. Anybody else? This is just a wild guess. Who knows these people's birthday? We don't know. Another Stephen King. Let's try it. Yes, good job, Paula and Sylvie. Good. Teresa said King. Talk Like a Pirate Day is celebrating on which date in September? Talk Like a Pirate. Who would know this? I don't know about this quiz. September 9th, September 15th, September 19th, or September 21st? Talk Like a Pirate Day. Nobody Google it. No cheating. No cheating. No cheating. No cheating. 9th, 15th, 19th, or 21st. Are any of those numbers related to pirates? 9, 15, 19, 21. I think we're just guessing, Paula. I think we're just going to guess. 19th, says Sharon. Sharon's got an exclamation, so we're going to try hers. Sharon, way to go. How did you know that, Sharon? Which famous scientist passed away on the 28th day of September in 1895? This is way before us. My daughter was school mascot. I was a pirate. Marie Curie, Charles Darwin, Isaac Newton, Louis Pasteur. It can't be Newton. Wasn't he way before that? Darwin was in the 1800s. Does anybody know who died in September of 1895? Was it Marie? Was it Charles? Was it Louis? It is Isaac? I thought he was before that time. Okay, 2 people have said Isaac Newton already. Do we have anybody to back them up? CC and Sharon say Isaac. I thought he was earlier. Nobody else? All right, CC and Sharon, this is on you guys. I told you it wasn't that one. Louis Pasteur. That's how you get pasteurized milk. Which planet was first observed through a telescope on September 23rd, 1846? A planet was discovered in 1846 in a telescope. Was it Jupiter, Mars, Neptune, or Uranus? Does anybody know? This is tough, really. We're just guessing. Dun, dun, dun. Mars, says Sylvie. Anybody else? Mars would be the closest of all of those. Mars. Anybody else? Okay, we got 2 Mars. Eleanor and Sylvie say Mars. Neptune. Which country celebrates its Independence Day on 16th of September? Is it Brazil, Canada, Cuba, or Mexico? Which country celebrates its Independence Day on the 16th day of September? This is tougher than I thought it would be. First couple were easy. I thought we were going to be on a roll. Sylvie says Mexico. Anybody else backing that up? Mexico, says CC. I'm almost going to click it. Anybody else guessing Mexico? Okay, we got a lot of Mexicos. Yes! Mexico gained independence from Spain in 1810. The UN International Day of Peace is observed on which date? This is just random. International Day of Peace. Does anybody know that one? Is it the 10th, the 15th, the 21st, or the 25th? Peace Day. This is not working. Peace Day is not working nowadays, right? There's lots going on around in the world. The 10th, the 15th, the 21st, or the 25th. Has anybody ever heard of UN International Peace Day? Sharon's guessing the 10th. All right, Sharon, we're going to go with your guess. Anybody else? My birthday is 10th. Kellyanne, this is just for you. We're guessing the 10th. It was the 21st. What is the traditional birthstone for the month of September? You guys got to know this one. What is the traditional birthstone for the month of September? Diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire? Diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire? Diamond, emerald, ruby, or sapphire? Sapphire. Oh, you guys are quick with this one. Sapphire. Good job. I knew you ladies would know that. Which sports event often starts on the last week of August and finishes in early September? Tour de France, US Open, Super Bowl, or Wimbledon? I know it's not the bottom 2. Super Bowl or Wimbledon? I think it's US Open. Who can support me on that one? I got to be right. I got to get one right on my own. US Open. US Open, says Kellyanne. Anybody else? Don't say Super Bowl because that's February. You guys can't say Super Bowl. Nobody better say that. Nobody better say Super Bowl. US Open, Tour de France. CC says Tour de France, but everybody else says US Open. We're going now. Yes, US Open. I think Tour de France is July or maybe August. The Great Fire of London started in which year on the 2nd of September? Was it 1666, 1776, 1866, or 1966? I'm ruling out the 1600 or the 1900s. I say 1800s. What do you guess? 1866? Stop. 1866? 1666, says Sharon. Anybody else? 1866 guessing? Do we have any more guessers? My guess is 1866 also, but I don't know. It had to be big enough to have a lot of stuff to burn, right? Okay, we're going to try 1866. Nope. Who said 1660? Sharon. You were right, Sharon. Sorry, we should have listened to you. Which famous actor was born on the 25th September 1944? Was it Al Pacino, Michael Douglas, Robert De Niro, or Marlon Brando? Al Pacino, Michael Douglas, Robert De Niro, Marlon Brando in September of 1944. Which one of those guys was born? Does anybody know? I don't know. How many more questions do we have? Oh. Any guesses? Marlon Brando, guess. Says Sylvie. Anybody else? Michael Douglas, guess. Everybody's guessing. Well, I've got a light on the blink. Al Pacino, Michael Douglas. We were guessing them all. Well, nobody's guessed Robert De Niro, so I'm going to guess Robert De Niro. It was Michael Douglas. Who said that, Sharon? Germany's Oktoberfest traditionally begins on which day in September? Oktoberfest, September 1st, 12th, 17th, or 22nd? 1st, 12th. I haven't heard anything about it, so I think it must be coming up. Oktoberfest begins on which day in September? Somebody must know Oktoberfest. Somebody must know. Hey, Polly, you made it. I thought it was October. That sounds, you know what? I thought Oktoberfest was also. You're right. I thought it was. Let's go for the last date since it's almost up. Nope. 17th. Which Nobel Peace Prize laureate was ordained on 18th of September 1978? Who got the Peace Prize in September of 1978? I think it's Nelson Mandela. I'm guessing that's Nelson Mandela. What do you guys say? Peace Prize in 1978. I don't remember Jimmy Carter getting it. He might have. I was only 9 years old. No, 10 years old. Nelson Mandela, says Sylvie. I'm guessing Mandela too. Let's try. It was Jimmy Carter. Darn. Ferdinand Magellan set sail to circumnavigate the world on which date in September? We're just guessing. I'm just going to guess this one. I don't think anybody knows it. 15. Which international technology company was founded on the 4th of September, 1998? Oh, this is a good one. I know it is not Microsoft or Apple. Is it Amazon or Google that came around in 1998? 1998. I say it's Amazon. What do you guys guess? Sharon says Google. Who else? 1998. Is that the first year for Google? Paula says Google. You know what? I guessed it wrong last time, so I'm going to go with you guys. 3 out of 4 of you have said Google. Here we go. I'm guessing Amazon, but you guys are guessing Google. Good job. I would have been wrong. All right, here we go. Oh, I have to put my name in. How many did we get right? Let's see how we compared to some other people. Yes, we did 47%. Awesome. 47%. 47%. How sad. 47%. We got 8 points. We didn't even make a leaderboard. 8 right, 9 wrong. Wow. We just failed, everybody. We failed today. September is apparently not our month. We failed. Fail. All right, enough of that. That was disappointing. Yeah, we don't need anybody to tell us that was an F. That was an F. Some of them are just random. Yeah, it was an F. Let's see. We're moving on. We are moving on. Next up, we are going to do this one's good. Large circle flip it. Large circle flip it from the Stamps of Life. From, when is it? March of 2021? I need my glasses. I can't read that. March of 2021. Great set. You know, flip-its are easy to do. I'm going to show you how fast and easy they are to do. Okay. I'm going to show you how easy it is to do. And since, you know, even card making can kind of test our patience, right? Making a card can test your patience if it's not coming along right. But this is, since we're kind of keeping the theme of being patient today, how long would you wait to get a table at your favorite restaurant? Add that in the chat, your answer. How long would you wait to get a table at your favorite restaurant? So you have plans all day to go eat at your favorite place, and you get there and they have a big, long wait. How long would you be willing to wait to get a table at your favorite restaurant? That's our question right now in this section. I'm going to show you samples I have here. Look at this. Thank you much. Ooh, get that motion there. Isn't that cool? Flowers, birds, all of that added on there. Flowers with some pattern paper. So how long are you guys going to wait? I'm going to check this out. My limit, I decided myself, is 59 minutes. I'm not going to wait an hour, but 59 minutes, I will do it. I don't know why, but that is my absolute limit. Teresa says 15 minutes. Wow. Teresa is very impatient, apparently. Sharon says 30. Yeah, that's all right. Tony says a half hour. Eleanor says 15. Yep. Gloria says an hour. Wow, Gloria, you are tops. You're the most patient here today. Yeah, Barbara, if you're late, this is recorded, so you can go back and watch this. This one here says just pray. So we've got lots of circle sentiments that can fit in with these. And happy fall. So this is one of those cards you can use any time of the year. Paula says 30 minutes. Who else? Sylvie says no more than 20 to 30 minutes. Vera says 15. Shelby says 30. Barbara says 30. Karen says an hour. Deb says an hour. We do have some patient. Dawn says 30. Beth says an hour. No more than an hour, says Janet. I don't wait. Too many options, or says Andy. You know what? Andy, you have no patience, apparently. Jamie says 45. And Rochelle says 30. So here's the card base. Here are the dies that you get. Yeah, hubby is not a patient when it comes to eating. Yeah, I understand. So if you're with somebody who's not patient, then you just got to roll with it, right? You don't want to trigger them, upset them. So you get all this. It has a lot of dies in it. How many dies does it have? I'm going to tell you. Most of them are just for decoration, okay? So don't get all worried or upset. 19 dies it comes with. 19 dies, but I'm going to show you 3 of them are going to do almost all the work. And we're going to make this to be kind of, Halloween themed. I have some Halloween colors. So let's do that. Before we make our own card, I want to show you the website. So I didn't do that yet. Let me show you the website over here. I think there are more card samples on here. Now this makes an A2 size card, and it's called a Flip It. So it has that motion in it, which is really nice. If you like to make your cards look really cool, Flip Its are the way to go. Even faster than this Mary card that we had. So here's another example. Pattern paper in the background. Decorate your circle. Lots of bright, pretty colors. Just pray again. Look at that. They're all so much different. Unique. There it is, some of the information. This is the large circle. So you have 3 inches to work with there in the center. And there's a video there. Okay, so that is on the website. Scroll down. Look at all these different options. You can add these sentiments to this. All these will fit. All of these will fit. Even the shaker dies. And here's some more examples of some Flip Its down below. So that is all on the website. You can check that out. Let's go ahead and we're going to check it out here. We are going to die cut. So let's get our dies out here. And then after we do this, we will do some fun facts for Play-Doh. How about that? Play-Doh fun facts. I don't even think I read them yesterday. So there could be some weird stuff having to do with Play-Doh. So we're going to do some, because today it said is National Play-Doh Day. National Play-Doh Day. Who likes the smell of Play-Doh? It's kind of unique. I do. I like the smell of it. Kind of makes me think about being a kid. Do you like the smell of Play-Doh or no? Add that in the chat. Yes or no? Easy one. I like it. I think some of the other brands actually even smell different. Like if you get the cheap knockoff brands, but Play-Doh kind of has a unique smell. I think they must put some chemicals in it to make that. So we are just using 3 of the dyes here. Okay, just 3 of the dyes. And I'm going to get some nice Halloween colors out. So let's do that. There we go. Boop. All right, back over here to our die cutting. So this is going to make our base. Oh, that's not true. I need something in the center here. Okay, and we're just going to layer in some Halloween colors. So I have, now I don't know if this will really make it stand out or not, but we're going to do our base in white. We're going to do our base in white, and then we're going to pick Halloween colors to fill it in. So let's just, for fun, see how it comes out, because I don't know. I don't know how it will look. Yesterday I did some random storm, or I don't know. I did die cut, but I wasn't trying to make it Halloween themed. So we are going to work on that, but with a white background. With a white background. So again, I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but well, we're just going to try it. So you see how I have my die at just a slight angle. Stephanie says we're trying to avoid the speed bumps, so our machine's not jumping all around and making crazy noise. You don't have to do that, but it just makes your die cutting a little more smooth and easy. So let's see, here we have our fold it card. Great, it cuts it and it scores it. Look at that. You just fold that down once, fold it back. Ta-da! Fold it card, just like that. Is that easy? So easy, fold it. So there is the base of our card. We're going to fill in these panels. I have grape, tangerine, and a black licorice. Okay, we're going to use those 3 colors. So let's continue on. This will be a faster card since we spent more time on that first one. And then stay tuned. We're going to do our good news devotional. Oh, I said we have Play-Doh and then good news devotional from Psalm 27. It's a great psalm. Talks about David and kind of talks a little bit about waiting and having patience. So we're going to talk about that today. How about that? Kind of tie all this in together today. All right, there is our tangerine. Where's my licorice? I had it earlier. Come on now. Grape. Licorice, where are you? I know I had it. Ah, there it is. Licorice. I think that's licorice. Yeah. No, that's not licorice. That's like chocolate. Well, I don't think this is exactly licorice, but let's see. Yeah, we can use that. That's good enough. This has some kind of little bit of shine on it, but it should be fine. All right, let's try this. What should we do? Do I have enough? That will fit on there. This will not. So the center is going to have to be black. Now, of course, if you're putting black in the center, you're going to have to think ahead. The color is going to look fine, but you're going to have to layer it with some white, because you're not going to be able to put any words on this unless you have white ink or a white sticker or something like that. Okay. So let's go ahead and run this through. This is the circle, the center of our card. And then we got to cut out the 2 panels. Now on the panels, often we use pattern papers, but today, just to get the basic looking card, Halloween colors on it, we're just using all solids. Okay, so you could use some patterns, like, let me show you what I'm talking about. So you see how they have the different pattern paper behind. That's usually what we use. But today we're just using solid just to mix it up. Here's another example, the same patterns being used there. And let's see, here we go, a couple different pattern papers. But we're just using solids today. We're just trying to get a basic Halloween card going. So there is the center. We're going to add that to the center. And again, thinking ahead of time, we're going to have to put something different there, because we can't stamp on that with licorice ink. Again, maybe the white ink would work. I'm not sure, but got to think ahead about that, those kind of things. All right, next up, we're going to run this panel through. This looks like the smaller panel. We'll use the tangerine, kind of like an orange color. Run that through. We're not going to run it all the way through because we'll be here forever. So we got that. And you heard the speed bumps on that one, right? I didn't do the angle. So there's that. That goes with that. And then we just need our grape. And look, I am still doing, I lost some of my lights there. I'm still trying to keep my dies over in my tray. Does anybody see my circle? Oh, I think I might have messed it up. I'm looking for a missing circle. Well, look at that. The one die I didn't, oh, there it is. Woo, in my tray. So I think I have saved them all in my tray. This will be great right now. You guys don't think it's a big deal, but when I go to clean up and I can actually find all the dies right away, it's going to be like a Christmas miracle. I'm going to say, see, it was worth it. It was worth it. So I'm going to show you here. I'm die cutting this. Here's my, look, all my dies are in there. I've kept them all together. My adhesive, my glasses. This kind of works. You might give it a try. You might give it a try. Or remember I said you could use other things, a pie tin, a little plastic bowl, whatever works for you. But if you're like me and you don't want to lose things, this might be a good trick. I'm sure Stephanie has told us to do this. I imagine this is why she has these, but I haven't seen her use them for a long time. And since I'm getting tired of losing stuff, I'm going to give it a shot. Put that one over there. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and line this all up. Now, again, this is not decorated or anything, but just getting the base of our card. Okay, let's get some adhesive on here. You don't have to be so careful here because these are larger. And let's just add a little there and a little there. Again, I normally wouldn't do this on a machine, but we're just kind of keeping things rolling. Add some on here. And let's piece this together. Again, I don't know about the choice of using white as the background. Maybe black would have been better. I don't know. But we're just messing around and seeing how it comes out. So it'll be like a learning. Go, nope, we're not going to make one like that. Or, yeah, that looks all right. We're going to add that in there. There's one panel. I don't know if it really looks Halloween, but I think the white border looks okay. So if you had a different color, maybe we could have done like a green, like a spearmint. That's kind of a Halloween color, huh, for the background. There we are. I'm going to go ahead and press all those down. And I'm going to line this one up a little bit better. But you get the idea. This gives us the basic of a nice Halloween card. If you have some stickers, some sentiment, something extra you're going to add to it, or what else? You have some cool words or epoxies. But there you go. So that is a Halloween card, at least the base of it, with a white background. You might like this, you might not. It's got our panels. You can add some fun little characters in there. You could add a nice sentiment on that. If you want something here on the front, it's going to have to be lighter. Maybe like a big spider or a pumpkin stuck on there. That would look cool. So maybe just something like that. It doesn't have to necessarily be words on this part, right? You could do some artwork, stickers, but that opens up real nice. You could add a little note there, Happy Halloween, if you want to sign it or something like that. But you have all this nice area to work with. And then on the back, you could add your created by. Does anybody have a, yeah, so see, you can add your stamped by card there on the back. So that is the large circle flip it again. Remember, lots and lots of dies it comes with, but you only really need 3, 4 if you're using that circle to do all the work in the center, in the base of the card. All the other extra ones are just decorations, flowers. You can really go crazy with it, make it nice. Works any time of year. So here I have Halloween colors. Switch over to Thanksgiving, fall. You can make it Christmas. You could do a winter card. This is one of those versatile ones that you can use any time of the year. Any time of the year. All right. Let's see what we said in the chat. Did you guys like it or nah, I don't like the light back. There's no right or wrong answer. No right or wrong answer. Did you like the white for the base of a Halloween card, or would you maybe make the base black or green? What do you think? What do you think? All right. Let's go on to our fun facts. Answer there in the chat. Answer there in the chat. Let's see. Hardest part is, yep, Teresa, the hardest part is choosing papers. Yes, it is challenging. So let me get rid of this. And we are going to do our fun facts right now. Let me find those. Get rid of that. Fun facts. We're going to stop sharing that one. We got to stop sharing that. Boop. Sorry. A little slow here. Trying to find our next page. Our fun facts about, what did I say is going to be? Play-Doh. So I am going to share that one with you guys so you can see. Barbara says she likes the white. At least there's one person. Just you and me, Barbara. Again, there's no right answer. You can say yes or no. It's not going to hurt my feelings. Let's see. Present. We are going to share our Play-Doh page. 10 fun facts about Play-Doh. Here we go. Play-Doh. Because it's National Play-Doh Day, so why not? Here we go. Some commercials. The hair is funny. Right at the beginning. Why do you think they use Play-Doh in the beginning? Why do you think they use Play-Doh? What was it originally made for? Look at this. It was first sold as wallpaper cleaner. Now, number one is how many of you have actually tried or worried about cleaning your wallpaper? Of course, things happen, but so before kids were playing with Play-Doh, their parents were using it to remove soot and dirt from their wall coverings by simply rolling the wad of goop across the surface. Has anybody ever done this? Clean their wallpaper with the Play-Doh goop? Let me know in the chat. Has anybody ever done this? Or has anybody ever even heard of that? Teresa says, I never heard of that. Right. So has anybody ever cleaned their wallpaper with Play-Doh? Now, this is before it became Play-Doh, it was something else, some kind of cleaner. Number two, if it weren't for Captain Kangaroo, Play-Doh might never have taken off. When it was just a fledgling company with no advertising budget, inventor Joe McVicker talked to his way into visiting Bob Keeshan, Captain Kangaroo. Although the company couldn't pay the show outright, Mr. Vicker offered them 2% of Play-Doh sales. Wow. Keeshan loved the compound and began featuring it 3 times weekly. Wow. Does anybody remember? I didn't really watch Captain Kangaroo, but do you remember like a Play-Doh segment on Captain Kangaroo? Does anybody remember that? Never, never, never. I hear you guys saying that's crazy, says Barbara, about cleaning your wallpaper. Yeah. Check this out. So if you got 2% of these sales, you'd be doing good. More than 3 billion cans of Play-Doh have been sold. Since 1956, more than 3 billion cans of Play-Doh have been sold. That's enough to reach to the moon and back a total of 3 times. It says not bad for a wallpaper cleaner. That is pretty good. It used to come in just one color. Does anybody know what that one color was? I don't even know. So when Play-Doh originally came out, what was its one color? If you think you know, guess in the comments. I don't know. Back when it was still a household product, Play-Doh came in just one dud of a color, off-white. When it hit the stores as a toy in the 50s, red, blue, and yellow were added. These days, Play-Doh comes in nearly every color of the rainbow, more than 50 in total. Favorites are Rose Red, Purple Paradise, Garden Green, and Blue Lagoon. For number 5, for quite some time, Dr. Tien Lu had a job skill no one else in the world could claim, Play-Doh expert. The doctor helped perfect the Play-Doh formula for the original company, Rainbow Crafts, and stayed on as a Play-Doh expert when the modeling compound was purchased by Kenner and then Hasbro. Rainbow Crafts is the original owner. There's the smell. You can smell like Play-Doh. Want to smell like Play-Doh? You can. To commemorate the compound's 50th anniversary, this fragrance library worked with Hasbro to make a Play-Doh fragrance. I don't think I'd want it. I like it, but I don't think I'd want to wear it. Hasbro trademarked the scent. Anyone who has ever popped open a fresh can of Play-Doh knows that there's something extremely distinctive about the smell. It's so distinctive that in early 2017, Hasbro filed for a trademark on the scent. It's kind of like vanilla-like, soft overtones of cherry, natural smell of salt and wheat. I don't know any of that. I just like the smell. Number 8, it can create a pretty accurate fingerprint. When biometric scanners were a bit more primitive, people discovered that you can make a mold of a person's finger, then squish Play-Doh in the mold to make a replica of the finger that would actually fool fingerprint scanners. Back in 2005, it was estimated that Play-Doh could actually fool 90% of all fingerprint scanners. Wow. But technology has advanced a lot then. You can't pull off that old joke anymore. It holds a place in the National Toy Hall of Fame. Unsurprisingly, Play-Doh holds a coveted place in the National Toy Hall of Fame at the Strong National Museum in New York. It was inducted in 1998. It says, recent estimates, kids have played with more than 700 million pounds of Play-Doh. Wow. What happens to all the Play-Doh? Where does the 700 million pounds of Play-Doh go when it's no longer used? What happens to it? Did I miss number 10? You can turn your own Play-Doh creation into animated characters. I don't care about that. There's some kind of video game where you can tell your Play-Doh to become some kind of guy. So there you have it. Maybe you had Play-Doh when you were a kid. Maybe you still use Play-Doh. Maybe you use Play-Doh with your grandkids or somebody in your neighborhood, or maybe you're a preschool teacher or nursery school or something like that. Maybe you still have Play-Doh. Let's get rid of that. I remember having fun, but the more intricate they got, you remember like you had things, machines. Like, first it was just you. When I was a kid, you just played and rolled and cut it up and made a pancake out of it and that kind of stuff. But now they have all these machines, ice cream machine, spaghetti machine, and it's all cool and everything until you have to clean it up. So you got like the spaghetti thing and all these fine noodles, excuse me, or this ice cream, soft serve ice cream coming out. It's all fun, but then you have to clean it. Excuse me. And of course the kids don't want to help you clean it. You got to clean it yourself. So you try to have fun with Play-Doh and then you just end up doing a bunch of extra work. Making Play-Doh is so much fun. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. I got to get a drink. Give me 1 second here. Right. Okay, last segment here. Ooh, we're going late today too. Sorry. So if you have your Bibles, if you want to open up, I'm using my tablet. My Bible is on there. Psalm 27. Psalm 27 we're looking at today. Oh, that's not Psalm 27. There's Psalm 27. I'm going to actually turn it that way. So this is a psalm written by David. And as we've been talking about patience today, that's kind of what our verse is. So let's go ahead and grab our verse here. Let me show you that. We're going to wrap it up. Then we will be finished today. But it's real important. This is a good way to for us to go off in the rest of our day and have God lead us. So it says, our verse says, wait on the Lord, be of good courage, and he shall strengthen your heart. Wait, I say, on the Lord. So again, this psalm is written by David. And it is the book of Psalms. There's like 150 of them, and David wrote like roughly half of them. But this is a great one. But for you guys, before we go on to see what David had to say about waiting and patience and that stuff, do you find it hard to wait? Are you a patient person, or are you a person who lacks patience? Probably both of us, all of us probably vary in that a little bit here and there. But I'm sure we all kind of have our moments where our patience gets challenged. But what do you consider yourself to be? A patient person or a not patient person? So now I have to admit, again, now I was saying, there are times when I lack some patience. Like here in Southern California, we hit a lot of traffic. Like when I get out of work here at between 3 and 5 most days, the traffic starts building up as you get closer to 5. And then after 5, it's crazy. But you can get stuck on a freeway and it really tests my patience. Just getting stuck there. There's so many cars, you can't go anywhere. And you're wondering, why aren't we moving? So in that way, yeah. Or like when we go to an amusement park, I really am not very patient as far as standing in the lines. Now, it's a little bit better nowadays. Of course, we should talk with the people that we're with, but once you run out of things you're talking with when you're standing in line, we can always break out our phones now, right? We could check our emails, or we could play a game, or so that helps both. Like when I was a kid standing in line at amusement parks like Disneyland or something, oh, that was just like the worst. Or how about, do you remember when you were in school and you just wanted the school day to be over? Like how slow the days would go when you were in school, elementary or junior high. Maybe it was just an hour class, but it would like never end. That would test my patience. And then I just thought about it yesterday. I went to Costco to do some shopping, and I got all the stuff in my cart. And the first thing I do is when I get up to the front is I am looking which line is the shortest because I don't have the patience to stay in a long line. So that's my first thought. I don't want my patience to get tested. So I'm looking for the short line. So that was just yesterday at Costco. So I can be patient, but I have my limits. But what do you think about yourself? So the writer again is David here in our psalm. Let me grab our verse again. And it says that, you know, in the context, David here, he's dealing with enemies. And David had a lot of enemies, people who were actually out to kill him, to get rid of him. And so a lot of the time David was on the run. He wasn't living the life that he thought he was going to live. David had a promise earlier. Oh, look at that psalm. Misspelled. Sorry about that. Psalm. Oh, sorry, I apologize. It's just a Psalm 27:14. But he was running for his life, and he knew that God had chosen him to be the king. Things were not working out as he expected. So probably David had in his mind that he was going to be the king right away. But here he is. He's getting older and older. He's not the king. He has enemies. He has people chasing after him. But now while David was being chased and hunted down by enemies, and all that kind of stuff, what did he do? What did David do while he was waiting? What did David do? It says, if you read on in the psalm, that he is going about and he is praising God, and he's waiting for God to do something. So David spent his time well. He's seeking God's face. He's trying to get in touch with God. Read the whole psalm. We just get to the last verse that we're talking about today. But in the meantime, as he's waiting, he's praising God and he's seeking God's face. So if you really go back to the verse and you want to pick out a couple words here again, we see wait is mentioned twice. Get the word wait on the Lord. And then here at the end, it says, wait, I say, on the Lord. So those two commands are kind of duplicated. When we get things like this in the Bible where things are mentioned twice, we want to pay a little bit of extra attention. So God is really trying to get us to notice this somehow. And so here it is, wait on the Lord. It says basically twice the same thing, wait on the Lord. So now waiting does not come naturally to us, right? It's in our society, waiting is not something that is really encouraged. Everything's on demand. We go for fast food, and if we can't get it if it takes a couple minutes, we go, why isn't my food ready in just seconds? When we order something on Amazon, we're hoping that it's going to be here within hours or today. And then when they say, nope, not till tomorrow, oh no. So there's lots of things that our patience can be tested in this world. And this world is not designed nowadays for us to be patient. We want, maybe you send a text and that person you are texting, they look at their phone all the time. And they don't answer you right away. Our patience gets tested. We expect that response right away. So in lots of different areas of life, our patience is being tested. But most of the time, things don't always go the way we hoped. And what ends up happening, we get disappointed, we get angry, we get frustrated, we get upset. There's no excuse for that, but that's just what happens to us, right? And we have to be honest. A lot of time that happens to us. So let's go back to our verse. But let's remember, that it says, wait on the Lord. So what happens with the Lord? His timing is different than our timing, and his ways are different than our ways. So we might, have some plan and we want God to do things the way we want it. We want him to do it, or God do things like this, or follow this plan. But no, God works outside of ways that we can think or imagine. And what's good about that is God knows way more than us. So whatever he has planned for us and whatever the timing is, it's going to be for our best ultimately in the end. So it's really better that we are in alignment with God, where we can just wait and not try to rush things. Now, waiting and being patient as we seek the Lord and look to him for help will cause our faith to be increased. So if you can just have that mindset that right in the beginning that, you know what, I know that God is good. Remember maybe a month ago or so, we talked about that verse where it says that God makes all things work together for good for those who love him. So that's a kind of verse that we can count on. Maybe things have not happened in the time that I expected. Maybe God did not move in this area of my life that I hoped. But you know what? I know that God is going to work all things for good to those who love him, to those who are called according to his purpose. So our faith can be increased when we start to pull on these things. The Bible says that if God is for us, who can be against us? So all these things we start gathering together as we're waiting, and that can increase our faith. But it really is rooted on the importance that we know what God says in his word. So we have to take some of these verses and memorize them or get them into our minds. I've talked about we could write little notes somewhere that would remind us of this verse, but it's things we need to get off the pages where we read them and get them into our mind, into our heart. And then our faith can be increased. And then we can start to trust God more and more. As our faith increases more, we trust God more and more. So we can know that the time is going to be just right. The plan that God is going to carry out is going to be just perfect. And then we don't have to worry. We don't have to get frustrated. We don't have to get upset. We don't have to lose our patience, right? All of these things as we learn just to wait and develop our faith and develop our trust and our dependence on the Lord, knowing that he cares about you and he cares about me. He's going to work out everything in our lives. That's just the best way for us. But some of the time we just have to learn to wait. Like David here, it took a long time before he became the king. And even then, once he became king, there were still troubles. And so even for us, things might eventually get to the point where we thought they turned out, and maybe there will be a great season, a good season, but that season might also bring some other troubles along. But what I want to encourage you is that you can do it. I can also do it. We can do it. We can wait on the Lord, trusting in him, depending on him. If we can just hang in there just a little bit longer, knowing that God's going to do something great, that would be really wise things for each of us to do. Just trust him a little bit more. Wait a little bit more. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. You can do it. I can do it. We can do this, right? So as we're waiting on the Lord, what can we do right now? Maybe there's something in our life. Maybe we need a healing. Maybe we need some help in some area of our life. Maybe there's some family situation that's gone wrong, or maybe we have some hope of something coming up that it's going to work out and turn out good. Well, what can we do? Right now, we can be seeking God. We can be praying. We don't want to be passive and just go, well, God will take care of this. We can have that in the back of our mind, but in the meantime, for our faith to grow and us to draw clearer to God, we have to really seek him. We want to know him better, getting into his word, reading the things, the instructions that he has for us, the guidance he has for us is a really good thing to do. But praying, calling on him, knowing him better, and trusting him more, it's going to cause, what did it say here last time? It's going to cause, be of good courage, it says. He shall strengthen your heart. You're going to get stronger. You're going to be more courageous. The weakness maybe that you felt, it can start to go away as you get strength from the Lord because you're counting on him. You're depending on him. You know he can do it. He's great. He's awesome. He's amazing. Why can't we depend on the Lord to bless us and do good things in our life? In our timing, maybe, but God's timing will be even better, right? And God's timing will be even better. So as we develop that, or we're seeking him and calling upon him and getting to know him better, we're going to grow stronger. Our faith will grow stronger. Our relationship with the Lord will grow stronger. And then the problems that we have with waiting or patience, they'll just kind of go away. It won't be as big of an issue if we learn to wait on the Lord, just like David said here. Wait on the Lord and see what he's going to do. All right, that is it. We went a little long today, but we had fun. We had fun. So if you're waiting on something, waiting for something to happen, waiting to get through a challenging time in life, or you're waiting for something good coming up, just be patient. Wait on the Lord. Wait on the Lord with patience. And that's kind of connected to grace and kindness and forgiveness and love. All these things kind of, when we lose our patience, we lose all those good things, right? When we are patient, we can do those kind of things that God calls us to do, to love our neighbor as ourselves, to serve others, to help others, to be careful with our words. We're just not spouting out words that are all crazy, right? If we have patience, we can kind of keep them inside. So I hope that will help all of you today. It helps me to be reminded to be patient because some days my patience does get tested. That's the honest truth. I doubt that any of us have this area totally down 100%. And usually what happens is when we think we have it 100% handled, then something happens that reminds us that we don't. So let's not push our luck, right? Okay, I will see you Thursday night. Have a great, wonderful day. I'm glad you guys all hung in there with me today. We made a kind of fancy card, a cool card, I think, and then we made a basic Halloween card. At least got you to the foundation with those dies that we have. If you have any of those, please use them. We want you to use them. Love to see what you make. You can add items to our gallery. If you want to just post it on your own pages on Facebook, people love to see that. I know Stephanie's talked to you guys about selling cards today. There's ways to do that. Make a bunch of nice cards and figure out a way you can sell it. See what will happen. Who knows? You might turn your little crafting card making into something special. And then you can buy more stuff, right? Or you can save it up for something really big. That'll test your patience too, right? Saving for something. We don't save very much nowadays. It's like, I got to have it right now. I'm going to go buy it right now. Credit card, or there's no more layaway plans or any of that kind of stuff, right? We got to have everything right now. Okay, that is it. I am out of here, back to work. Got some computer stuff. I got shipping stuff to do. But I want you all to have a wonderful day, and may God bless all of you. Again, thanks for joining me for Take Two Tuesday. I'll see you next week. What are we on? This is episode 87. Next week will be 88. So it'll be like crazy eights. Crazy eights. That'll be a fun episode. Okay, see you next week. Have a nice day. Thanks again. Bye.